2020 USA Boating Insights and Updates. Brought to you by Avalon, the art of the pontoon.
Hey guys, Erik Kyle here, publisher Great Lakes Scuttlebutt magazine, and I am super excited to be joining you today from our Zoom room. Today I've got a super special guest with us. His name is Steve Davis. He is the editor with Southern Boating Magazine, and he's got some very exciting news for us, especially if you're going to be going down to the Florida area anytime soon. Steve, how are you today, my man?
Good, Eric. How have you been?
I've been fantastic. Thanks so much.
Everything's good up in Michigan. I heard Michigan had some news today.
Yeah, well, last Friday, as you might already know, or some of the viewers out there might know, that Governor Whitmer opened up the state of Michigan to boating. Obviously, we want to make sure that we're responsible about it, keeping good, safe social distancing, taking care of ourselves as we come out of this pandemic. But Michigan is an open state now. We're super excited about it. And you've got some news to share with us about what's going on down in the Florida area.
Fantastic. We're planning pretty much to do the same thing tomorrow, which is what, Wednesday? Is that Wednesday?
Yep, Wednesday the 29th.
The 29th. I forget, when you're working from home, you kind of forget which day it is.
Right.
But the Miami-Dade and Broward counties are going to open up their waterways tomorrow. And I think everyone is finally excited about that, because the real perfect way to social distance is to get out on your boat and get that fresh air and the salt air water, blowing through your hair and stuff. But the one thing that they really want to caution, which is why they shut down the boat ramps and the marinas in the first place, was the hanging out at the sandbars and everyone getting out there and partying. So that is definitely going to be a no-no. And they're going to have people out there to police that situation. So starting tomorrow, the boat launches and marinas will open. At the boat launch, they're going to only allow one boat at a time to go out. So nobody can hang out there and be waiting for the one boat to go in, and then they're hanging out putting their boat in. So one boat at a time. And the main rules are that there is only going to be a 4-person limit on boats no larger than 25 feet. Now, if you have a 37-foot boat or larger, you can put up to 8 adults in that, or 8 people. And then once you're out on the water, you have to keep a distance of 50 feet. And to avoid having all the marinas and boat launches shut down, definitely don't want to get out there and raft up and have a boat party again on the sandbar. So we definitely have to be aware of that. Now, there are a lot of people that down here that with the waterways that have their boats in their backyards because of their homes and things like that. So they have been allowed to go out. And I actually have a look of the ocean right now, and there are quite a few boats out, but you have to maintain a 50-foot clearance from other boats at all times, which will really be on the boat owner or the captain to time themselves when they're coming into the harbor, that they're not all bunched up trying to wait for the bridge or something like that. So they got to be aware and keep that distance. So just so you know, that kayak and canoe launches, they're all going to open up as well. They will be restricting the ramp times from 6 in the morning to 8 at night. And as I said, only one boat on the ramp at a time.
So these restrictions, Steve, really are for the entire state of Florida, not just Dade and Broward County. Dade and Broward County are just now joining the same restrictions as the rest of the state currently enjoys. Possibly.
I don't know. I have not heard yet for the other counties. I do know that because, let me look real quick. There is a boat, the Fish and Wildlife website, it's myfwc.com, has a link on their page that shows all of the boat ramps and marinas that are open or closed. And it's a great map that it shows everything. Now, right now, I think you're right. From Port St. Lucie down to Miami and into some of the Keys, it's pretty well locked up until tomorrow. But the majority, as you said, of Florida is open at this time. But on that website, you can get all that current information.
Well, it's great to know that not only are we going to be able to go out boating no matter where we're at in Florida, but it's equally important to know we have to be responsible about this. We have to make sure that we're keeping our good, safe social distancing, not only from the other vessels, but even on the vessel itself, with keeping the number of people that we're going out with to a minimum. But this will not last forever. We'll be able to go out and enjoy normalcy in boating as we normally would. But just maybe not right away. Might take a little bit longer, but we are getting there, Steve.
Let's hope so. Then, it's going to be up to us to make sure that we keep control of the spread of this thing. And I mean, that's been the whole idea behind the stay at home and, keeping essential businesses closed is to control it. And that's what we need to do. I just also want to point out that further up north, as you go towards Georgia and South Carolina and such, you can get onto the Waterway Guide, their website, waterwayguide.com, and they too have an entire list of marinas all the way up to Maryland. So the whole entire East Coast of what's open, what's closed, what is available at the marina, and things like that. So as you said, it's up to us when we get out there to use these facilities. We need to keep aware of, to stop the spread of this virus.
And your reach, Steve, with Southern boating goes well beyond Florida. It indeed goes up the majority of the East Coast, even all the way through the Gulf into Texas. And you guys started out there in the Caribbean, so the Bahamas. I mean, you're covering the entire Southern market over there.
It's Southern and Northeast almost now, because we actually have regional reports and cover everything from the Northeast up in Maine, all the way down the coast, around Florida, and into the Gulf, all the way over to Texas. And then we also cover the Bahamas and the Caribbean. So we have regional reports in our magazine that highlight each of the areas around those areas to say what's happening and what the updates are and things like that. So it's a good source for all of our readers.
I'm curious, Steve, if I'm a boater living in Southeast Florida and I want to make a trip over to the Bahamas or make a trip down to Jamaica or something like that, can I find information on your website, or what's the best place to find out about international travel? Since you are covering that area, how could I find out about what I need to do as a boater if I want to take my boat overseas?
Yep, you can find that information on the website and also in our Bahamas regional report. We do our May issue, which is about to come out, is our Bahamas focus. And we cover everything about how to get over there, what not to take with you when you're trying to check in over there, and places to go look around and anchor out and places to see. So it's a great source for heading over to the Bahamas and, of course, further on down to the Caribbean.
So, Steve, I greatly appreciate your time today. And as we continue to update our boaters here on the Avalon 2020 Boating Update, I want to invite you back and continue to keep this great information flowing so all of us boaters out there will know exactly what we can do, when we can do it, and how we can do it.
That's perfect anytime, because, as this summer progresses, a lot of things are going to change. So it's good to stay updated.
Very much so, Steve. Thanks again for your time. We'll see you out on the water, my man.
All right. Thank you, Eric. We'll talk to you soon.